see brothers and brothers fighting for money and property. Sisters, brothers, fathers, children. Look at our Prophet ﷺ. 1400 years ago he said, I don't fear that you guys will do shirk, assign partners to Allah. But my fear is you will envy your brother and your sister for worldly things. When they have these worldly accomplishments, you will envy it.
Assalamu alaikum. Allah gives hikmat, wisdom, to whomsoever He wills. And whomsoever is given wisdom is certainly given a lot of good. Only the people of understanding will benefit from the reminder. Tune in to Alhikmat TV for khutbahs, lectures, and Islamic reminders. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Allah, all praises are due to Allahu Allah. All praises are due to Allahu Allah. Allahu 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 Allah. Allahu.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If you would like to dedicate copies of one of these publications as Sadaqah Jariyah, continuous blessings for your parents or dear ones who have passed away, or fi sabilillah, in the path of Allah, please give us a call so we can place your names on these dedicated publications. You can call us at 954-986-0158, or you can also visit us at www.alhikmat.com.
Allah is the creator of different faces. Allah is the creator of all races. Allahu, 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 Allah.
Alhikmat Dawah Services is offering a 10-day tour to Dubai in India from October 14th to October 24th, visiting holy sites, Taj Mahal, and many other historic sites. Departure will be from Miami, Florida. Total cost will be $3,000 with flight, hotel, and breakfast. Visa processing fees are not included. If you are interested in this tour, please contact Alhikmat Dawah Services at USA office 954-986-0158 or our Trinidad office at 868-325-8276, or you can email us at alhikmat@alhikmat.com. Alhikmat Dawah Services is offering a Ramadan Umrah trip visiting Medina and Mecca on May 11th to May 20th, 2019. Group will be led by Shaikh Shafayat with an approximate cost of $24.95 per person, departing from Miami, Florida, inshallah. If you are interested in this package, please contact Alhikmat Dawah Services at USA office 954-986-0158 or our Trinidad office 868-325-8276, or you can email us at alhikmat@alhikmat.com.
Since 9/11, there has been a great fear of Islam.
We need Muslims, I always say, to speak up in this country.
Much of our Islamic community is perceived to be insular.
Most Americans have never met a Muslim or are not aware of having met a Muslim.
Most people don't have enough education in terms of what the entirety of Islam represents.
It's very easy to hate someone or to put stereotypes on people that you've never interacted with.
But do you think if Muslims were more integrated in society, in America, in the United States of America, then there would have been less anti-Muslim scenario?
I think it's even more important that our clergy speak up. They are, after all, the moral force in our community.
You see, the Islam that is celebrated is one which opens its doors.
Having this type of dialogue in terms of a community outreach, or
Something that Muslims have to do is go out just like you do and inviting non-Muslims to the iftar. And you do a lot of speaking to mixed groups.
We have to change the language from us versus them to a language of we.
I believe that if we can stand together against the forces of hatred and be unified in this country, then we can do wonderful things.
Bringing us together to enhance the beauty of humankind.
I think religion can be such a powerful force for unity.
Of course.
We've made it into this powerful force for disunity.
Keep trying to understand each other and care for each other and keep building a world community, because I believe that's what God wants for us all.
And I'm in their mosques and they're in my temple, and it's been a phenomenal experience. I've had a very warm and welcoming experience from all the brothers and sisters in the community.
That every human being is either your brother in faith or brother in humanity.
In Arabic, the word is lita'arafu, so that you will learn to understand one another.
And this is the truth of what it should be. You see, this is why I am so pleased to come here today, to support the work of Alhikmat.
The kind of intolerance and the violence that we see across the globe is rooted in ignorance, which we can overcome by teaching.
Yes.
Also
yes.
rooted in fear, which we can overcome by experiencing, where we can actually live in each other's presence. You know, it's rooted in this myopic kind of my way only, rather than this understanding that maybe all of us have more in common, and at the core of who we are is this truly global family that we belong to.
I'd like to say what a joy and pleasure it is to have Shaikh Shafayat as my friend, as my teacher, as my co-worker in the vineyard of Allah, God, where we work together to make this world a better place, to do God's work, to do the work which we are commanded to do as human beings.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Global Issues on Alhikmat TV 24/7. It is indeed a pleasure, an honor to have Brother Imtiaz Mohammed with us in Alhikmat studio, and he is accompanied by his grandson, Aryan Sheikh. What a wonderful pleasure it is to have Aryan Sheikh. I think he's the youngest guest we have had in this studio. Welcome to the show, Brother Imtiaz.
Thank you so much.
Brother Imtiaz, a very unique brother in the community, and it is indeed a pleasure to talk to him. And our brothers and sisters and viewers worldwide, I'm sure you will benefit a lot after listening to his point of view. And this is going to be from the political arena point of view. His involvement in politics and him running to be a Florida state rep in the state of Florida, of course. So, Brother Imtiaz, tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into some of these political questions. So, you are a businessman.
Yes.
And you are the CEO of Asian Times. Any other businesses you're involved in?
Pretty much the same. The Asian Times is like my main core business right now. And the other businesses I help with my wife. She runs the chain of beauty salons, and I just do my best to support her in that. But my purely focus is on Asian Times.
And how many branches of beauty salon do you guys got?
Yeah, we got 18.
18?
Yes.
Throughout the state?
South Florida, yeah.
Oh, South Florida. Beautiful, beautiful. And, well, you have been in the United States for many years.
From 1991.
1991. So what motivated you to run for office as a Florida state rep?
Actually, you know, this is a very commonly asked question. Wherever I go, people ask, why are you running? And my simple answer is that I'm running for our grandkids. I see a biggest gap, huge gap among Muslim communities and political engagement. And I personally believe that's the root cause of our problems, what we face as a American Muslim. And sometimes I feel sorry also that being social champion, being religious champion in United States of America, we are missing a most important part of civic engagement. So I've been observing this for a long time, and I don't see any motivation. I don't see people are not encouraged to participate in the civic society, civic engagements, and run for any offices. Whereas they believe that they've been discriminated, whereas they believe they don't have a chance.
So you're saying because they themselves have not integrated themselves into society,
Absolutely.
they have started putting on the blame game on the other people.
Whereas I truly believe I'm an immigrant. When I come to this country, I came for my personal choice and my personal reason. But I came to the United States for the betterment of my life. This was me as an individual, but this is mostly, most people have moved to this country for the betterment of their life. But unfortunately—
Saying that, so they have become doctors
Yeah,
and lawyers and businessmen and billionaires and millionaires, all about themselves.
Yeah,
and then now they sit on the other side of the fence and say, Americans don't like us.
See, this is a key and core issue which most organizations, are not realizing. I mean, you see how many Muslim organizations are in United States, how many mosques we have, how many, social institutes we have. We have big organizations doing the best of best. I mean, I don't see, after doing such a, like, for example, APNA is a great organization, the doctors' organization, and they are doing this for last 41 years. And I was recently there, and I was amazed to see the motivation, the people, their work. Amazing job. But even doing such a great work as American Muslims, what is the recognition?
You mean a people with knowledge, with medical background, money, property, billions of dollars,
yes.
but yet they feel that they are discriminated in America.
So I feel—
they suffer an inferior complex.
Yes. And they start blaming the system, they start blaming the leadership. I mean, they don't realize that how much we gave time for civic engagement. How many people even think of running for offices? This is also service. If I get elected, I'll be a public servant. Yeah. And I want to be a true representative of people. As like I always say, I'm not a politician and I'm not going to go for politics. I really believe in something which is people's help, service, true representation. Like an average people want what they want. People, they want safety for their children. They want better jobs. They want better health care. These are the fundamentals. But look what's happening around the country. If the Trump is elected, he got elected through a process. We have a beautiful system in America.
Of course. So
no one stops you to just get involved in it.
Well, already the Muslims got good jobs.
Yes.
They got good positions in companies. They got good money.
Yes.
They got everything like that. The only problem is that inferior complex of feeling that the other people don't like you. How do you see yourself after becoming a Florida state rep? How do you see that benefiting the Muslims?
See, this is...
Or do you think that will benefit the image of the Muslims?
That's
I don't want to be so provocative, but I mean, that's the whole purpose of us.
You know, I'm not running to win or lose.
Right.
That's not my goal. My goal is to be an example for all the people who live in stress, who believe that we don't get a chance. So this is your chance. A Muslim candidate on the ballot. So Mohammed is the most popular name in the world, is now going to be on the ballot. Now it's your choice. You vote or you don't vote. That's your choice. I, as an individual, made an example that if we want to get the part of the system, nobody is stopping. Mr. Trump did not stop me to run for office.
Right.
I made my personal choice, my personal efforts that I run for this position. And I got I
know you're running on a Democratic card.
Okay, let me just be more specific on my running. You can take a Democratic part of it, but in reality, the way I'm a Democrat.
Right.
But I'm not running with the party support for this election. The reason that my incumbent is also a Democrat.
Yeah.
He is sitting in the office from 2012. No one challenged him as of today. No one, except I took this initiative just to prove our community, just to tell all the American Muslims that you need to come out. You need to come out.
Well, you got to run, whether Republican or Democrat. Yes. So you had to run under something. So
luckily,
that's your right, and that's the right.
Luckily, I'm not against any party.
Excellent.
I'm not against Republicans. I'm not against independent. I'm not against Democrats.
No, I like that point, because I have been noticing that a lot of Muslims are getting involved in the political arena because they just don't like Trump. And I think that's a wrong
I 100% agree with you.
That's a totally wrong concept, because at the end of the day, you know, Trump got a lot of values and Republicans got a lot of values that are very Islamic and are very straightforward. And for the betterment of America, as Trump says, to make America great again, they do have some interesting policies to really keep the country safe, make it great, as it used to be once upon a time, and, you know, the 9 yards that go behind it. Now, Trump, of course, says a lot of his own crazy things sometimes, and everybody accepts that. Even he himself accepts that he just says what he wants, when he wants. And I suppose that goes with being the billionaire, because he was always like that, even before he became president. Actually, after becoming president, he has stopped saying so many wild things. So the point I'm getting at, Brother Imtiaz, is that I think Muslims, and I'm hearing this echoing, some of them, not all of them, they just love to be on the other side of the fence, you know, demonstrating, crying, complaining. And now I see, and based on what I hear, a lot of them are getting involved in maybe the voting system, maybe in the political arena, whatever it may be, just because they don't like Trump. And if it was not Trump there, they would have all been sleeping, which is bad. They were supposed and are supposed to get integrated in the system.
Actually, you know, this is what all of us need to understand. Party system, of course, this is for the voting purposes. We have Democratic Party, we have Republican Party, and we have independents, and people are not even have any party affiliations also.
And that's the system.
Which is a system.
Yes.
But it does not, see, when I run for a state rep, I'm not running for Democrats only. I'm not running only for Republicans.
For the people.
I'm running for the people.
Yes.
That's my constitutional right. Represent people, not to represent Democrats. But, you know, like for political system, I have a party affiliation. I'm a Democrat.
Which is the way to go.
And when I go out, I do not promote my party. I do not go against any party. I go for the system.
Yes.
That people need to, like now, if you see, people are doing politics on immigration. People are doing politics on these gun issues. Understand how hard it is. How hard it is to give safety to children. How hard it is. For that, what kind of rocket scientists you need for a school system to give them a security? Give every child best education. What kind of scientists will advise you to give this system? So this is the most important thing. Like, if I get elected, I'm going to represent all the ignored minorities and also people who have lived in distress. People who always think, I cannot do it, I get discrimination. No. Get out from this. Be the part of, own this country. You are part of this country. You have to show it practically. Come out. Do not talk bad about anybody. I'm running this candidate for myself, but I'm not going to talk about my candidate I'm running against. I even don't want to know about him because that's not my agenda. My agenda is to talk to the people who are in the street, who have issues. Right now we have the most important issues, the gun violence and all these things. But what they have done previously, so all the people who are running for offices, you need to check their record. I don't have any resume. This is my first chance, and I'm asking all Americans, regardless of their race, religion, color, anything, I don't care. I'm a candidate. You guys talk about immigrants. This is an immigrant who want to bring the positive change in the system. Give me a chance. Vote for me and see. After 2 years, you can check my record, what I did for each individual.
So realistically speaking, what we're saying is that Muslims themselves are guilty of the crime of isolating themselves. Hence, you had other American politicians who did not see the reason why, if the Muslims have isolated themselves, they were just all about building their money and their empire and their own personal kingdom. And now when they feel that they are persecuted and oppressed, they target this against Trump, which is not right. So your presence and your involvement and integration into the political arena shows the existence of Muslims,
Absolutely.
the voice of Muslims, the presence of Muslims, that we do not look like an isolated people who are not really involved or who are not concerned about America and the citizens of America. And do you know that's the duty of a Muslim? A Muslim is one who should stand to enjoin good and forbid evil. So whatever bad is happening in America and whatever is better for the people, that's what a politician is supposed to do, and that's what a Muslim is expected to do.
Exactly. So until and unless you get in that ball game, until and unless you're going to represent yourself, a lot of people think that I'm not a qualified candidate, that's why I don't want to run. There is no such qualification.
Well, technically, Trump was not even qualified from the point of the Republican, not Democrat, because people were saying he was more supportive of Democrats before he started running, but he had to run on a card. So he ran, even his own Republicans. When he went on the debates, the other Republican presidential candidates were 99.9% against him. They were not really with him, but he proved himself. You know, that's interesting.
Yes.
Running as a Muslim is like Trump running as an individual businessman.
See, people need to understand this. We as an individual must understand the value of vote, because the vote is the most important thing where you have a choice to select between good and bad. And Trump, blaming Trump, you're wasting your time.
Of course. It's
You're
not
wasting
justified.
time. He's an elected president. We must respect him. But the policies and things that he is making, he's making with his own power and giving people choices. You say yes or no. But you cannot blame that he's doing right, he's doing wrong, whereas you're not participant. When you're not on the table where the decisions are made, you can cry on the street, nobody going to listen.
Yeah.
You need to be at the place where the decisions are made. And it's a process. I'm not, like I say, I'm not running to win this election. I'm running to educate, to give people example. People will make, when my grandson is grown up, he will have my example. My grandpa ran for the office for people's representation.
So you're pioneering that presence.
Alhamdulillah, I'm blessed.
Existence of Muslims in the political arena in standing for the people. The people.
And I'm very blessed because, you know, I feel so encouraged because I believe that, you know, nothing to do with religion, nothing to do with Islam and Muslims. After doing all such goodies in this country, what is our title? I don't have to tell you. The media is all about Muslims, 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 Muslims. And we are the most powerful and most, I must say, like, you know, most valuable, because we know Islam is for everyone.
But of course, because
Islam, like, you know, my title for my campaign is Equality and Justice for All. I'm running for equality. Now I'm asking people, do you believe in equality? If you believe in equality, then I'm a candidate and I'm an immigrant. Now you're doing all kind of road demonstrations and going out, the immigration doing this, separating children and all that. So what are you gonna do? Just do that or get into the system and make your voice. If you don't like the laws of this nation, propose. That's what the job is.
Of course, because I mean, it is Islamic to stand for equality and justice. So as a Muslim, our duty to God, for the pleasure of Allah and for the pleasure of God, that's the first priority. And then serving people, God expects us to serve people. Absolutely. And if that's a problem in society, then we need to do that. Well, you know, we have been speaking for more than 15 minutes and time just goes, time just goes. When we come back, we've got to go on a short commercial break. But when we come back, I want to ask you a very interesting question. And that is, how do you feel and how would you feel towards someone, Muslim, who is going up on a Republican card and is Republican Muslim going up for election. You know, we want to talk about that because we have to face that reality. And I think that's the reality. And that's what we need to expect and see what's happening. So, you know, we've been speaking to Brother Imtiaz Mohammed, who's a businessman, very successful businessman here in South Florida. And he is now running as a Florida state representative, of course, in the state of Florida. He is the first Muslim running for that position. So it's a pleasure talking to him and having him in Alhikmat studio. When we come back, we'll continue our conversation with Brother Imtiaz, inshallah.
Alhikmat Dawah Services is offering a 10-day tour to Dubai in India from October 14th to October 24th, visiting holy sites, Taj Mahal, and many other historic sites. Departure will be from Miami, Florida. Total cost will be $3,000 with flight, hotel, and breakfast. Visa processing fees are not included. If you are interested in this tour, please contact Alhikmat Dawah Services at USA office 954-986-0158 or our Trinidad office at 868-325-8276, or you can email us at alhikmat@alhikmat.com. Alhikmat Dawah Services is offering a Ramadan Umrah trip visiting Medina and Mecca on May 11th to May 20th, 2019. Group will be led by Shaikh Shafayat with an approximate cost of $24.95 per person, departing from Miami, Florida, inshallah. If you are interested in this package, please contact Alhikmat Dawah Services at USA office 954-986-0158 or our Trinidad office 868-325-8276, or you can email us at alhikmat@alhikmat.com.
We're praying Salah, right? Well, you see brothers and brothers fighting for money and property. Sisters, brothers, fathers, children. Look at our Prophet ﷺ. 1400 years ago, he said, I don't fear that you guys will do shirk, assign partners to Allah. But my fear is you will envy your brother and your sister for worldly things. When they have these worldly accomplishments, you will envy it.
Assalamu alaikum. Allah gives hikmat, wisdom, to whomsoever He wills. And whomsoever is given wisdom is certainly given a lot of good. Only the people of understanding will benefit from the reminder. Tune in to Alhikmat TV for khutbahs, lectures, and Islamic reminders. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Allah is the creator of different faces. Allah is the creator. Allah, Allahu, 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 Allah. Allahu, 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 Allah. All praises are due to Allahu, Allah. All praises are due to Allahu, Allah. Allahu, 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 Allah. Allahu.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If you would like to dedicate copies of one of these publications as Sadaqah Jariyah, continuous blessings for your parents or dear ones who have passed away, or fi sabilillah, in the path of Allah, please give us a call so we can place your names on these dedicated publications. You can call us at 954-986-0158, or you can also visit us at www.alhikmat.com.
Allah is the creator of different faces. Allah is the creator of all races. Allahu, 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 Allah.
Welcome back to Global Issues on Alhikmat TV 24/7 online. Again, it is a pleasure to have with us in the office in Alhikmat studio, actually, Brother Imtiaz Ahmad Mohammed, who is running as a Florida state rep here in the state of Florida. So welcome back to the show, Brother Imtiaz. Before we went on the commercial break, I said I'm going to ask you a question. And this is a sort of very interesting question. And, you know, I love to make that, you know, as Al-Hikmat being a media, and this is a global issue, it's an issue. Whether Muslims are doing this now in America, integrating themselves into the society, in the political arena, I mean, Muslims need to do that worldwide. In many countries, and some countries Muslims are, but they need to do it even more in the West. And I suppose as pioneers yourself in America getting involved in the political arena, we will see a lot more Muslims getting involved in other countries in the West, in other countries, inshallah. Now, from a party point of view, because, you know, America, this is a system, you got the Republicans, you got the Democrats, and when it comes to this position as a Florida state rep, what districts are you running under?
I'm running District 97.
Okay, okay. And do we have other Muslims running in any other district? You are the first Muslim running for District 97 as a Florida state rep.
And we have District 96. Sister Saima is also running from that platform.
Okay, we have Sister Saima running there. So that's interesting. So it's the first time here in the state of Florida, you have two Muslims running
in the primary,
in the primary state reps on the two different districts. Good. So the question I have here now is, if you have another Muslim who is running under Republican card for another political office, what's your take on that? How would you deal with that person? What do you see? Because, listen, it's going to happen. It's going to happen, like in Pakistan, like in other Muslim countries, where Muslims run against each other on different party cards. So how do you see that happening here, and how would you relate in situations like this?
It's a very intelligent question. And that will decide my views also, that how I feel about this. Like I told you in the beginning, I'm not running to win this seat or replace somebody who's sitting in the office. I'm running as a symbolic, as an example for others to get involved.
Right.
I'm not asking them specifically join Democratic Party, join Republican Party, join any other party. The most important of my struggle is all the Muslims need to understand the value of the vote, register for vote and join any party.
It doesn't matter which party. So as long as another Muslim is going up, the key thing here is the presence.
I will be happy for him.
The existence, the integration of getting involved in society and in the political arena.
It's a political way you have to have a platform.
Yes.
You can run from any platform. But if you think the Democratic Party is doing best for the people, join the party. If Republicans are doing good, join the party. I'm not restricting any Muslims. The only goal is the encouragement for the kids, and they see they cannot only be the doctors, engineers, lawyers and anything, they can be part of this society. Yes. Because as of right now, we made everything.
And now they are suffering they are suffering the backlash of that.
I give you a funny example. Everyone talk about America run on Dunkin' Donuts. Everyone talk about it. But nobody thinks who runs Dunkin' Donuts. Go do your research. You will find most immigrants, 99.9% immigrants run Dunkin' Donuts. If you know how to run a Dunkin' Donut, you think you cannot run for office? You cannot do better jobs over there? Like, I'm a true believer. We have a biggest flaw of educational system in this country. We need to reform big time the discipline of schools. The problems we are facing because we do not have a discipline in schools. The students don't respect teachers. The students don't obey the teachers. Whereas, how come you can build a strong and exemplary America when you cannot raise your children appropriate way? The school is the first institute for children. If we have a proper discipline, educational systems, for equal educational system for the kids, we will have a better America. But now, most problems we face all kind of bad thing happens around the school or in the schools. We have so many examples of the gun violence. How this happening? Somebody is not doing their job right.
Yes.
Somebody is not truly serving the people. We talk about NRA, we talk about this and that. Those organizations exist. Those organizations part of this system. They are not providing guns to the kids, go shoot other children. We need to have appropriate laws. We need to have a proper safety program. Instead going against NRA, instead against talking negativity about the system, fix the system. That's why we have these offices where we sit there, stop liking or disliking. Just make the right decision, which is good for the children.
Of course, you know, the gun violence is not only in schools.
It's
gun
everywhere.
violence, jobs, business places, wherever. It can happen anywhere. You see people shooting out in airports, people shooting out in co-workers, recently in the newspaper office. You know, you have that happening all over. And I mean, I like that point you have. You know, NRA is just a symptom, shooting out in school, but the mannerism, the behavior, the upbringing of the children, or the people, not just the children, people. Well, children are the future people and leaders in the country. The upbringing should be in a very righteous manner.
Yes.
And if the children and if the people were to grow up in a righteous way, sober-minded, with a good brain and a good heart, then guns will be under control. Guns will be under control.
Like I said, if all the representatives start representing the people, problems will be resolved.
Of course.
Right now, we don't see that. People do politics on these issues.
They just use the issue because of a political agenda. And that brings me to an interesting question, brother Imtiaz. So now, as a Muslim, you get into office, Muslim representative. If you have a Republican sitting in front of you with an issue that is a good issue, a righteous issue, an issue that is for the betterment of the people, the betterment of the country, and even righteous and good according to Islam, would you oppose that Republican, or will you stand and would you support him, or would you oppose him because of the Democratic Party you're going behind? You know, that's an interesting question that I always have for people in the Senate, in Congress, because I see that happening. Good points, good issues. People do not work for the betterment of the country and the people, which they say that's their purpose before election. And when they get into election, just to remain in the party, they support even crooked things.
See, like I told you in the beginning, and I'm going to repeat it
that's
now.
why I'm asking you that.
I'm going to repeat. I'm not representing politicians. I'm not representing a party. I'm representing people's will and wish. If you're a Republican and if you have a solid plan, a good plan for the people, how dare I will say no to it?
Of course, of course.
Because look, I believe in service of all. And that's my fundamental teachings, equality and justice for all, not for only Democrats, not only for Republicans, no. But I have a party line. Of course, I'm going to be with the party, with the issues. But when it comes to an issue which is benefiting the people, I will definitely, regardless of my situation, I will vote for people.
And that will stand out very, very prominently, because that's what we want. I mean, you know, you sounding like Trump here now. Drain the swamp. Drain the swamp, whether it's Republican. No, I mean, and that's important. Whether it's Republican or Democrat, if they are crooked and they got crooked agenda, you got to drain that and stand for what is righteousness.
Sheikh, I must say, nations are built on people, not on politicians, not on parties. So if you really want to do the right thing from the beginning, get-go, things will get better. And that's like, you know, that's my agenda, that's my goal. I will never change, because I'm promising people what I can do. I don't know how I will react when I have a chance. That will build my resume. That will be my experience. And like I say, that I'm doing this for others to follow. I'm paving this roadmap for them, that they should. And after this election, I want to see all the Muslims get awake and they start getting into the offices and promote the good equality concept. We say equality, but even like I give you an example of Florida Democratic Party. If they say equality and justice for all, Find me one Muslim candidate who is in the office.
That's the point.
Find me one single. And there are 120 representatives of the state of Florida, and there are 100,000 plus families living who are American Muslims. Zero representation. I want to make that change.
And
that's the change we want to do.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You know, a lot of people, when they come into office, and that is what it's supposed to be, they say it is nothing about blue and red states anymore, or Republican or Democrat. It's about the people and the country. And I think as a Muslim candidate and a Muslim vying for office as a Florida state rep, if you hold on to that kind of principle for the benefit, I mean, for the pleasure of God, most first of all, for the that is for the benefit of the people and the country, and stick on the righteous path, I mean, that will stand out very prominently, and that is what will make you a true politician. When I say politician, not in the line of politricks, but in the line of policies, in where you stand for the righteousness that is for the betterment of the people. Because that's what a politician is supposed to do, stand for proper policies for the people.
When you see this incident happen here, Parkland, you know, those people were Republicans, those people were Democrat.
Of course.
Those were the people of this nation.
When the shooting takes place, they don't pick and choose whom the bullets should hit. The innocent kids, the people in a place. When a man runs amok and he shoots everybody. That's why laws should be designed, and as a legislator and going up from that aspect, got to be designed in that way, and we got to get that small-mindedness out and look at the bigger picture, and that's what corrupts politicians, and that's what gives the bad name to a politician. But a politician is supposed to be a good person. A politician is a person who stands for good policies for the country and the betterment of the people, not for politricks, as we say. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the bad name really comes, which is unfair, you know, and I support the idea. So, you know, time has just been rolling. I want to ask you another question, Brother Imtiaz. When you get into office, inshallah, what do you see yourself achieving? In addition to some of the things you have said.
Yeah, like, you know, my achievement
some major changes that can create an impact.
See, the first thing, like I mentioned, that a true representation, which is very important. I'm not going to be favoring anybody if I like or dislike. I'll be just like be focusing. What I see, our school system. That's my
because you're going up as a politician, or you're going up for a seat, not just as a Muslim. You're going up for an entire district.
For the entire district.
Which got people of different religions and different race and creed. So it got to be something.
Like I say, I want to be representative of all, not only for Muslims. I happen to be a Muslim, and you know I'm running, but you know.
So automatically you get the presence of the existence and integration of a Muslim presence there, which wonderful, alhamdulillah.
So my goal will be that our school system, we must reform.
So your school system is a major point on your constitution.
When I say school system is a major issue, because right now we see, I'm talking about discipline in the school, I'm talking the trained teachers in the school, I'm talking about the salaries of those teachers, because if you don't get any other job, you find to go for a substitute teacher. You go for the, you know, leftover people go to the school. It should not happen. Because it's the most important thing. You want to build nation. The nations are built from the schools.
Yeah, from the children.
From the children. You know, when the children go to school for what? For learning. So what are you going to teach them? Good thing, and for the better future. So my most focus will be for kids, safety, and for the better education for all, and also for our seniors. Healthcare system need attention. If Canada can provide the best healthcare system in the world, England, they can do better than us. Why we are behind? In our healthcare system, there's no space for politics. You're dealing with people's life. You're dealing with the disease. You're dealing with the people's sufferings. Don't do politics for that. For God's sake, these two things need to be fixed ASAP. America will automatically will be on a changing path.
So you're looking at building people in the school system, as opposed to just giving them a degree, a certificate, and education package, but you necessarily did not
people
build
don't
a human
talk.
being.
I mean, a lot of people think it's too difficult. People don't talk about this. They don't raise voice for the school teachers, for the system. And this is very important.
So two of your major issues will be
These are
the
my
health system
reform and the children education.
Yes.
These will be the top priorities for my, if I'm given a chance. And this is a chance for all those who believe in immigration system, who believe in an immigrant can play a role. This is their chance.
Of course.
You can be from any part of the world. I'm as good candidate as anybody else.
Listen, we are on a show called Global Issues.
Yes.
And this world is one globe. And we are all citizens of the globe.
Yes.
We are all citizens of the globe. So it doesn't matter where in the world you can make a change, far less for in a country. And that's how an Islamic mind should think, that we are citizens of the entire globe. Yes. We are part of this earth that God created. So as a person in America, why not make a change in America for the betterment of the country and the people?
It's not really a change. These are the fundamental principles from any part of the world. If you go, who's going to deny educational system? Who's going to deny or go against about the better healthcare system, which benefits people, not others? So if we can maintain this standard in politics, we'll be the winner.
Definitely. Well, before we conclude, again, we have almost gone into another 15 minutes or so. So tell us a little bit of your grandson before we conclude the show. He's running with you.
Yeah, he's my partner. He's my motivation, basically. And like other kids, I am encouraging, and I'm blessed. A lot of youth are volunteering for me. I am getting amazing support.
Yeah.
I never thought that this will happen so quick. All the youth are getting on board. We have a wonderful team right now working for my campaign, and we have so many events coming up during these weeks. And like my grandson is always accompanying me on those trails.
That's
and
interesting.
He also made a slogan for me. What do you say, Vita? Vote for? How you say?
Vote for Taz.
He called me Taz because he cannot take the full name, and so he says, "Vote for Taz." So he go everywhere.
Taz.
How you going to say? Say it again.
Vote for Taz.
That's interesting. That's your grandson.
That's my grandson,
and
that's what I want to make the change. This is the change I want to bring.
Yeah. You want to motivate the minds of the children, their upbringing, and everything. Well, it's really a pleasure to have you with us, and I admire the fact that you took the time off your busy schedule to come in Alhikmat Studios so we could talk on this global issue. This is a global issue. Today it's about Muslim presence in America, but while we may be over 1.5 billion people in the world in numbers, we need to have some more influence and power in our existence and presence in the different parts of the globe that we are, rather than just criticizing, condemning, speaking of Islamophobia. Just crying Islamophobia does not solve the problem. Getting involved in the community and integrating will automatically remove Islamophobia. Why would they have Islamophobia if you have Islamic people in public positions? It can't. It won't. It will contradict itself. So you got a couple seconds to conclude as we come to the end of the show.
Yeah, simply like I said, I want American Muslims to wake up. This is the time. This is your time. Stop complaining. Get out and vote. You see, if I can make it to the ballot, I can win also. This is the motivation I want to give entire youth. They can be our future leaders. They can be on this ballot. So I personally feel very satisfied when I see my name on the ballot. I made it. And I'm not concerned that I'm going to win or not. It's my victory will be the victory of people.
So you're saying if you can get your name on the ballot by the help of Allah, then of course it's easier for the people to just vote for you. That's interesting.
I mean,
they don't have the big job to do.
I'm not asking too much from them.
Right,
I'm not asking too much money from them. I'm asking from them a vote. That will be a historical vote, and that's what I'm saying everywhere, wherever I go, and I've been welcomed by other places also. My message to all Muslims is very simple. Get out and vote. This vote will matter, and that is, I personally believe. And system will automatically, like you mentioned very nicely, that until and unless you get involved and you perform, that will decide the future of Muslims in America.
That is interesting. And you know, I would love to see more Muslims involved in the political arena, whether it's the Republican Party or the Democratic Party. You know, it'll be so nice to see Muslims representing Republicans, Democrats, standing for equality and justice and for the betterment of the people and the country, the United States of America. Thank you very much again, Brother Imtiaz, and it has been a pleasure talking to Brother Imtiaz Mohammed, a very well-known and successful businessman who is now running as a Florida state representative here in the state of Florida in the United States of America. It has been a pleasure to be with you on this show, Global Issues on Alhikmat TV 24/7 online. Stay tuned. Wish you all the best, brothers and sisters worldwide, our viewers, wherever you are. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Since 9/11, there has been a great fear of Islam.
We need Muslims, I always say, to speak up in this country.
Much of our Islamic community is perceived to be insular.
Most Americans have never met a Muslim or are not aware of having met a Muslim.
Most people don't have enough education in terms of what the entirety of Islam represents.
It's very easy to hate someone or to put stereotypes on people that you've never interacted with.
But do you think if Muslims were more integrated in society, in America, in the United States of America, then there would have been less anti-Muslim scenario?
I think it's even more important that our clergy speak up. They are, after all, the moral force in our community.
You see, the Islam that is celebrated is one which opens its doors.
Having this type of dialogue in terms of a community outreach, or
something that Muslims have to do is go out just like you do and inviting non-Muslims to the iftar. And you do a lot of speaking to mixed groups.
We have to change the language from us versus them to a language of we.
I believe that if we can stand together against the forces of hatred and be unified in this country, then we can do wonderful things.
Bringing us together to enhance the beauty of humankind.
I think religion can be such a powerful force for unity.
Of course.
We've made it into this powerful force for disunity.
Keep trying to understand each other and care for each other and keep building a world community, because I believe that's what God wants for us all.
And I'm in their mosques and they're in my temple, and it's been a phenomenal experience. I've had a very warm and welcoming experience from all the brothers and sisters in the community.
That every human being is either your brother in faith or brother in humanity.
In Arabic, the word is lita'arafu, so that you will learn to understand one another.
And this is the truth of what it should be. You see, this is why I am so pleased to come here today, to support the work of Alhikmat.
The kind of intolerance and the violence that we see across the globe is rooted in ignorance, which we can overcome by teaching. Also rooted in fear, which we can overcome by experiencing, where we can actually live in each other's presence. You know, it's rooted in this myopic kind of my way only, rather than this understanding that maybe all of us have more in common, and at the core of who we are is this truly global family that we belong to.
I'd like to say what a joy and pleasure it is to have Shaikh Shafayat as my friend, as my teacher, as my co-worker in the vineyard of Allah, God, where we work together to make this world a better place, to do God's work, to do the work which we are commanded to do as human beings.
All praises are due to Allahu Allah. All praises are due to Allahu Allah. Allahu 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 Allah. Allahu.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. If you would like to dedicate copies of one of these publications as Sadaqah Jariyah, continuous blessings for your parents or dear ones who have passed away, or fi sabilillah in the path of Allah, please give us a call so we can place your names on these dedicated publications. You can call us at 954-986-0158, or you can also visit us at www.alhikmat.com.
Allah is the creator of different faces. Allah is the creator of all races. Allahu, 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 Allah.
Salam alayka, ya Habib.
Bounty Kings, Bounty Castles presents brand new luxury castles for all events. You can contact us at telephone number 749-4342, or you can also email us at bountykings1@gmail.com. A-Class Glamour presents to you wholesaling and retailing of premium lines of cosmetics for all skin types, designer jewelry, and many accessories. Brands include ColourPop, Maybelline, Revlon Professional, Urban Decay, Sephora, and many more. To get a hold of these products, you can call Sadiq Khan at 345-5824 or Amira Khan at 759-6089. You can also visit our Facebook page at A-Class Glamour to follow for newly released lines of products. Alhikmat Dawah Services is offering a 10-day tour to Dubai and India from October 14th to October 24th, visiting holy sites, Taj Mahal, and many other historic sites. Departure will be from Miami, Florida. Total cost will be $3,000 with flight, hotel, and breakfast. Visa processing fees are not included. If you are interested in this tour, please contact Alhikmat Dawah Services at USA office 954-986-0158 or our Trinidad office at 868-325-8276, or you can email us at alhikmat@alhikmat.com. Alhikmat Dawah Services is offering a Ramadan Umrah trip visiting Medina and Mecca on May 11th to May 20th, 2019. Group will be led by Shaikh Shafayat with an approximate cost of $24.95 per person, departing from Miami, Florida, inshallah. If you are interested in this package, please contact Alhikmat Dawah Services at USA office 954-986-0158 or our Trinidad office 868-325-8276, or you can email us at alhikmat@alhikmat.com.
Truly he is the one, he has no father or son.